This is Niger Commando Storytelling Challenge Day 21. Welcome. If you're just watching this series or this story for the first time, you can go back and check my timeline and check other videos for the previous one. So this is the 21st video I'm doing today, and today I'll be talking about I have not tried them. When I was in university, I went on a couple of mission trips, and we would you go to some areas where Christianity was not, well known, and some of them were they were idolatrous. Some of the people were really what you call ancient people. So one of these places we went to is called Kalaha Hill, somewhere in Borno State. And so we went out on a mission trip. So we had to climb the hills, like a mountainous area, right? So it was a quite quite a stretch doing that. And then we met the locals, and the locals, they were dressed like the early man, just like the early man. The women just had things like leaves covering their breasts, and then you had the men who just covered their crotch. They had something like a sack, and then of course the chest was bare. So just everything like Adam and Eve. After they discovered they were naked, the same way they dressed. That's how these guys were dressed. So we went, and then we went, of course, with the gospel to preach to them, and then we also went with medical supplies, and then we went with clothes. So one particularly striking incident happened. One of the people, I think it was a lady who was giving those clothes. They gave them the clothes, they wore them the clothes. She was excited. It looked cool. But some moments later, she had removed the clothes and thrown them off. It was like the case of David in the Bible when he was going to fight Goliath. Goliath had held the nation of Israel to ransom, and everybody was scared of him. And then when David came around and said he could fight him, eventually Saul got to hear of it, and Saul allowed it. And Saul gave David his own armor. Because this Goliath was a champion. He was a champion of the Philistines, and he had terrorized the Israelites for 40 days. 40 days he came out and swore at them and challenged them, and nobody had the boldness or the courage, to fight Goliath. And so when Saul saw that a little boy was going to do what generals could not do, Saul was glad. And then, of course, there were some concessions that the family of David will not pay tax. He will give him a wife, and all those kind of things. But then he gave him his armor. When he gave him his armor, David actually put on the armor. He said, "These things are too heavy. I've not tried them. This is going to limit me. I'm used to my sling and my stone, and this is what I've used to conquer other animals. I've used it to conquer previous battles. I've used it to fight the bear. I've used it to kill the lion. I've used it all my life, so I'll feel more comfortable using this. So this is my lesson for today. There are some things that have worked for you and you have tried consistently. Please do not, in the name of trying to appear acceptable or trying to look okay socially, begin to maybe use methods that might affect you, right? That might affect you negatively. Don't begin to try out methods. Just like David, what that thing, that lady threw those clothes off, because they were an encumbrance as far as she was concerned. So you might now want to begin to look at it. Yes, it's good to try new things. Yes, it's good to bring in innovation into what you do. But if you have something that has worked for you consistently, you don't need to listen to some other person that now tries to bring a new idea. For instance, if it's working, why change it? If your method, if your style, if your strategy is working, why change it? Just so you appear cool, it makes no sense. Alright, so I'd like to know what you think about this. Please share your thoughts. Then remember to like, remember to comment, remember to share this video. Remember to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Alright, and please remember to follow us on subsequent days. This has been day 21 of my Niger Commando Storytelling Challenge. It's been me, Mike Owangwa.